this morning Zeb's going to be running this Interseeder. He planted the corn about 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah, May 10th, I think.
About May 10th. So hope is to establish a cover crop so that when he harvests this fall, he'll have a growing cover. It's not the first time Zeb's done this. It's be what, the third?
Yeah.
Third or fourth year that we've done it. So we tried a few different mixes. First year we did some grass and some other stuff. This year we're doing more of a legume mix and targeting hopefully to build some nitrogen for next year's crop a little bit and maybe even bleed off a little bit into this year's. So Zeb?
All right, thanks Matt. Again, my name is Zeb Zuehls. How I got started in this was 2012. Everybody remembers 2012 with the drought, but we also had 6-inch rain in May. And we had everything planted and it washed. Our whole farm was worked at the time and it washed right down into the pond down below the farm. And actually this year I finally got it fixed. There was about 10 inches of silt down there. And after that I wanted to start changing what I was doing. So I looked at no-till and strip-till. And so now we're still doing some strip-till. This year I did everything no-till, just saving a few dollars with the price of fuel. And the way the rotation was set up, it worked out good that way this year. So this field this year I think is on its 8th or 9th year now. We have not tilled it. I've strip-tilled it. But I just planted, it was beans last year, so we just planted corn right into it this year. So with the Interseeder, like Matt said, we're going with a lot of legumes. I had some food grade soybean seed that was left over. I didn't do a germ test on it. Hopefully it's going to grow. We're going to put that on today with some winter peas, red clover, and hairy vetch. So they're all, like I said, making nitrogen for this year's crop and hopefully next year's crop more than this year's. So we'll no-till corn into this again next year. It's usually 2 years corn, 1 year soybeans. And now I'm starting to look at going with some wheat or rye. On the irrigated ground, probably wheat more than rye just because of the income there with that. But just to get that rotation broke up more. Anybody have any questions? Or?
When you burnt the weeds off, what did you use and when did you do it?
Good question. I didn't go into that. So this was soybeans last year. We had local Jester Egg here. They had a big spreader. I had riding my grain cart. He came out. We did it September 1st. So the beans were waist high out here, grass green, growing like crazy. And he ran my sprayer tracks and spread the rye on top. So this rye is what you see from last fall. It came really well actually. And it fell down through the plants, the beans killed off, got ripe, we harvested them, and we had a green, it looked almost like a lawn out here when we harvested the soybeans. So, and then winter killed a little bit this winter, it seems like. I mean, there was kind of blotchy, but part of it was better than the other, and I don't understand why that. But, so where I'm planted right now, I got spraying and I got ahead of myself, and I went full rate Acuron with Roundup on this and the headlands. So if stuff's going to come, it's going to be a miracle because it's pretty potent. So then right here where the rye gets a little bit bigger, I think there's 6 rows over, we just went with Roundup. I had some Prowl here and I used that up, and I had a 2.5 gallon jug of atrazine I threw in for a 40-acre mix. So it shouldn't hurt anything that's going to grow today. And we had the rain now to activate it and get it going. So I think we'll be all right. I just hope I don't have any grass trouble later on. So, because if this stuff all comes up, then we can't spray anything. So hopefully the corn takes off this next week with some heat and we get canopy and we'll be in good shape. But that answers kind of what we did for a program. So, and that's the biggest thing with this interseeding stuff is to have a chemical program that's going to work. And with this being a demonstration, that's why we got full rate to see if we can get stuff to grow or if we can't. So.
We'll have another field day this fall to look at the interseeding and how it did, and we'll feature some other soil health topics as well. To be notified when that event is announced, please follow us on Facebook or subscribe to our text list.